For decades, there was this incredibly fragile flower, born in the remote, mist-covered hills of northeast India, that was basically trapped by its own beautiful prison. Today, we're going to look at how a revolution in logistics, tech, and even geopolitics is letting this one flower completely defy geography to become a global sensation. And in the process, it's transforming one of India's most isolated regions.
I mean, just look at this thing. It's an anthurium flower from Mizoram. With that vibrant color and its almost perfect waxy finish, you'd swear it was plastic. But nope, it's real, it's alive, and it is at the absolute heart of an economic revolution that, honestly, until just a little while ago, everybody thought was completely impossible.
And that really gets to the core question here, doesn't it? Mizoram is stunning, but it's landlocked. It's surrounded by these treacherous mountain passes. So how on earth does something so delicate escape a mountain prison and show up pristine in markets thousands of miles away?
All right, let's get into it. The very thing that makes Mizoram the perfect cradle for these flowers, its high-altitude, humid climate, also turned it into a cage. For decades, just trying to get any perishable goods out of there was a total logistical nightmare.
And just to give you an idea of the scale of this problem, historically, a staggering 40% of every single anthurium harvest was destroyed before it ever even got close to a buyer. Just gone. They would literally wilt away on these terrible roads, a huge, huge loss for the farmers.
And this table just lays out the transformation perfectly. I mean, look at the then column. That's the nightmare. You've got the road of death, massive harvest loss, and farmers getting squeezed, forced to sell at these rock-bottom distressed prices. But now, check out the 2026 vision. We're talking about a multimodal ASEAN corridor. That's a whole new network of sea, river, and road links connecting North India right to Southeast Asian markets. And the result? Near zero loss, transit times under 48 hours, and profits for farmers have tripled. That right there is the revolution in a nutshell.
So how in the world did they pull this off? Well, it wasn't just about paving a few better roads. The real solution was a massive technological leap forward. It was a cold chain revolution that literally engineered the flower's great escape. This whole process is just fascinating. It starts the second the flower's cut. First, it gets pre-cooled, right there in the greenhouse. Then, it goes into a solar-powered chilling hub. And finally, it's put on trucks, where these little IoT sensors are monitoring everything: temperature, humidity, all in real time. It's basically a journey into a state of perfect preservation, kind of like suspended animation, for a flower. Now, for any of this to work, it has to be affordable, right? Especially in a region where the power grid can be, well, let's just say unreliable. This chart shows how they made it possible. By using decentralized solar power, they're cutting energy costs by 30 to 40%. That's what makes these crucial cooling hubs totally feasible, even in the most remote spots.
And all this incredible tech, it serves one single purpose: putting that flower into a state of suspended animation. And no, this isn't science fiction. By using this perfectly controlled, unbroken cold chain, they're basically slowing the flower's metabolic clock way, way down. It's like hitting the pause button, preserving it in that perfect, just-picked state from a hillside in Mizoram all the way to a florist in Singapore.
But here's the thing, even the most amazing technology in the world can't get you past a blocked road. The escape route itself had to be completely redrawn. You see, Mizoram is kind of wedged between Bangladesh and Myanmar, and with the land routes through Myanmar getting super unstable, they needed a brilliant strategic pivot.
And that pivot is called the Caladan Multimodal Transit Project. As you can see from this timeline, this was no overnight fix. It was actually dreamed up way back in 2008. It's this massive infrastructure project to create a brand new sea-river road link. And just securing this corridor took years of careful diplomacy. The final road link is expected to be fully up and running in 2027.
And here's exactly why that project is such a game changer. The old land route, it goes straight through active conflict zones in Myanmar. It's dangerous and totally unpredictable. The new bypass, though, uses secure sea and river lanes, avoiding the conflict entirely. It cuts the distance by over 700 kilometers and gives them reliable, all-weather transport.
And the final piece of the puzzle was speed, because it's not just about the road, it's about the red tape. By creating this integrated digital system for customs, all the administrative bottlenecks that used to take days, well, they've just vanished. You pair that with automated logistics, and that's how you get a flower from Aizawl to Singapore in under 2 days.
So, we've got the tech and we've got the route. Now let's talk about the payoff.
This is where our hero flower finally makes its grand entrance onto the world stage, and believe me, the results are completely changing the game.
This slide right here makes it all real. This isn't just theory, it's actually happening. On February 26, 2025, the very first official shipment, over 1,000 anthurium stems from the Anthurium Growers Cooperative, made its historic journey from Aizawl all the way to Singapore.
So why are international buyers suddenly so excited? It all comes down to superior quality. As this chart shows, because of the amazing growing conditions and that incredible cold chain, a Mizoram anthurium has a vase life of up to 21 days. That is significantly longer than its competitors. And in the flower business, that is a massive, massive selling point.
And this is what it's really all about. This quote from a local entrepreneur just captures the human side of this story perfectly. They've broken free from a system that was really exploiting them. Now, they're capturing the true value of what they grow on the global market, and it is absolutely transforming their lives.
But you have to understand, this story is so much bigger than just one flower. The Anthurium's journey has created a blueprint, a repeatable model that combines tech and geopolitical strategy. It could literally change the future for the entire region and for other isolated economies all around the world.
See, the infrastructure and the logistics network they built for these flowers is now opening the floodgates for a whole new wave of high-value products. We're talking organic ginger, dragon fruit, the world-famous miso bird's eye chili, and all sorts of other exotic produce that used to be completely trapped by geography.
And this isn't some far-off dream. It is already happening. In 2026, Mizoram was officially recognized as the ginger capital of India. Why? Because they were able to apply this exact same export model to another high-value crop. It's the blueprint in action.
This last quote really gets to the deepest, most profound part of this whole story. This is about so much more than just economics. By replacing isolation with genuine opportunity, this trade revolution has the very real potential to bring lasting peace and stability to a region that has certainly known its share of conflict.
And that kind of leaves us with this final, powerful idea to chew on. The story of Mizoram's anthurium proves that the physical barriers that have defined entire communities for centuries, well, they can be overcome. It really makes you wonder, right? What other impossible problems are out there, just waiting for the right mix of technology, strategy, and vision to solve them?
If you found this journey as incredible as I did, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be covering a lot more stories about the unbelievable transformation happening all across Northeast India. Thanks for watching.